Alright, now, this has kind of quickly become, even surprisingly to me, one of my favorite machines out of the collection that I have. So, this is one of the older, non-self-propelled Widepath wind tunnels, and it's missing its tools and everything. So, the story behind this one is this came in as a trade-in where I work towards a new machine. And there was nothing really wrong with this. It just basically needed to be completely cleaned out, overhauled, needed a new belt, new brush roll, everything like that. So I'd always wanted one of these, and I had actually forgotten that this translucent green color actually existed. I've always liked the translucent blue too, but not quite as well. So when I saw this, I jumped on it, and I bought it. I cleaned everything up, overhauled the thing, and took it home with me. So I've been really impressed with this machine. It drives a lot of airflow. It agitates very well. Reminds me a lot of a Tempo, but actually, a little bit more feature-rich than a Tempo. The only thing that drives me crazy, and I really need to get a replacement for, is this damn fixed hose. This is the same hose that the Tempos currently use, and it is useless. You really can't use the hose for anything unless you've got the wands on, because it's too short otherwise. So, yeah, I mean, this has been all cleaned up, new belt. It's got a new Cleveland Wood Products brush roll on it, new filters. I put in a HEPA bag, and I had been using it. I've kind of, I'm trying to think how to put this. I've stopped using it quite as much as I was, but I've been really impressed with what this picked up. This bag so far is really, really packed full, and I was using this between my house and my grandparents' house because it's just an easy, light machine to plug in and just run with to clean. And in their house, it worked great too. I had the tools on board for the minimal edge cleaning that their house really needs, and deep cleaning for the rest of their carpeting. And I've just been... I never knew I would be this impressed. I've had a Tempo before. I returned it. I still regret that. Because the Tempo I had was a more rare one than the one that they're still making. The Tempo I had, if anyone remembers this, there was one that Kohl's sold. And instead of the normal Tempo Blue, it was basically the same machine as the older Tempo, so it had, before they started to cheapen them, a headlight. It had the bag check indicator, just like this does. But the Kohl's one was white, and that was the one I had. I haven't seen another to purchase and reacquire because I would really like to do that. But yeah, I picked this up because it was similar, and I know that at my grandparents', because the thing with my grandparents' house is they've got a lot of very, very fine dust in their home, everywhere. And so I know machines get filthy when I take them there. The nice thing about these wind tunnels is it's very simple to take the entire thing apart and throw it in a sink to soak if you want. I mean, you can take the wind tunnel insert and the base plate, everything like that, off and out, just like normal to change belt or anything like that. And then all you have to do if you want to throw the entire nozzle housing assembly in the sink is pull the screws off here that hold the motor in over there, and then the hose here, and that's it. Everything from there goes in the sink, the entire base, and that's pretty much it. Everything else from there is easy to clean up. So I'll flip this on and demo it for you guys really quick. The other thing of note that I should really talk about that I've been very impressed with is these HEPA bags, just in general. I've talked about this in other videos, how I like to keep my machines clean. I kind of hate paper bags as a result. But more to the point, just anywhere you can find these HEPA bags. You can find them online at a great price, but all of these HEPA bags are so much better than paper. Like, I mean, these are just, they're generic, but they're Notivac branded. You can find these exact same HEPA Y bags under a lot of different brands. I picked these up at Giant Eagle. They were expensive, but I was in a rush, and I wanted them right then and there, and it's amazing. Grandparents' house covered with fine dust. Normally, if you take a Tempo or a WindTunnel in there with a paper Y bag that's brand new, before you've reached the end of their house, by the time you're only 1 or 2 rooms in, the bag check indicator is already coming on because airflow is being blocked off. So with this, there's been nothing of the sort, and I've been very impressed. It keeps the machine clean, filters the air better, and maintains suction the entire time, basically 100%. So here we go. I'm still amazed at how well this works for its age and the state of neglect when I got it. One of these days I still have to pull it down to the motor and get all the crap out of there, because I know when I looked when I was disassembling it, you can see like pet hair. The person who owned this before had pets, and I know you can see like pet hair actually sticking out of the seams of the motor casing, and it looked like she had blown up a few bags on the inside, so I really need to get in there and get that out at some point, but I've been incredibly impressed with this little machine. It's too bad that Hoover has really kind of killed this machine off. The nice thing is, though, they still, if someone is really still interested and wants one of these, they still sell these as a Royal, and they still sell a version of the Tempo as a Royal with like a headlight and a headlight and I believe a stretch hose, because we can, where I work, we're a Royal dealer, so we can order them in. I'll actually post a link to the machines I'm talking about in the description below so you guys can see them. They're pricey, but if you want a new version of something like this, you can still get them. The Royal version of this is basically the exact same machine, it's just in the Royal Blue. It's got like a 3-year warranty. And it actually has that electronic dirt searchlight. It's got that as well over this model, and a stretch hose. And then the Tempo has the bag check indicator and the headlight and the stretch hose, everything that they've stripped out and cheapened on them. So I'll post a link to those below, and you guys can check them out.